This is the Steve Gruber Show.
Well, it sure is, and I'm glad to see you here as we kick off a brand new day, a beautiful Wednesday, live from the shadow of Detroit here in the heartland of America. Fighting for you every single day from the foxhole of freedom. Makes me ask, who do you want in your foxhole? It's an important question. Here are the three big things you need to know this hour. Number one, Marjorie Taylor Greene, once a reliable supporter of President Trump, now says he is losing support. The problem is polling numbers from reliable polls don't support her claim, not completely. Number two, in a shocking twist after years of selling climate change snake oil, Bill Gates now says it will not be the downfall of humanity. No kidding. But poverty, disease, and hunger will be if we don't address those things. Gee, it sounds like he's been listening to the program. And number three, Democrats, the ultimate hypocrites. Known for their fake moral grandstanding and outrage while accepting whatever kind of moral rot in their own party they can think of that'll get them across the finish line. They don't care. And the hypocrisy has never been more blatant or clear than this week. Let me introduce you to Graham Plattner, the Democrat running to oust Senator Susan Collins in Maine. He's a Democrat. He's in the primary. He hasn't won yet, but he has sold himself as your typical blue-collar worker, a former Marine, an oyster man who looks like he'd enjoy cracking open a cold one at your weekend bonfire. His internet activity paints a more radical and divisive picture. On Reddit forums, he's called himself a communist, embraced political violence, labeled all cops bastards, and broadly described white people as racist and stupid from a white guy. So not your typical blue-collar man, and definitely a representation of the worst the Democrat Party has to offer, the very worst. But that's not what he's making headlines for, not at all. It's for his tattoo. For his tattoo, a skull and crossbones image splayed across his chest that represents the Nazi SS. That's right, Nazi SS. This man has had a Nazi symbol the size of my fist or bigger on his chest for the last 18 years. He says he had no idea what it meant. Of course. So, of course, the Democrat Party kicked him right to the street, right? Get out of here, Nazi, fascist. Of course, they screamed until they were blue in the face about the danger of flirting with racism and fascism. Of course, there's no room for the Nazis in their party, right? Wrong. Wrong. They're not even blinking. They're defending Plattner to the death, just completely accepting his alleged confusion about a Nazi tattoo on his chest at face value. Bernie Sanders responded that, quote, hey, we all have dark days in our past. Really, Bernie, do you have an SS tattoo? Are you kidding me? Let's compare Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut. His response to Elon Musk's heart goes out to you gesture. Remember that? He waved to the crowd. To his response to Plattner's openly Nazi tattoo. Get a load of this.
What you saw is what you think you saw. Elon Musk did the Heil Hitler salute. He did. And what you were talking about is maybe the most dangerous moment in modern American political history, whereas there is a sense of endorsement from Elon Musk and a sense of entitlement and immunity given to people who are contemplating acts of violence against politicians, but specifically Democrats. And so all of our lives got put in jeopardy by what Elon Musk did on Monday night and what Donald Trump did the next day with those pardons.
He sounds like a human being to me, a human being who made mistakes, recognizes them, and is very open about it. But yeah, certainly, I'm looking forward to sitting down and talking to him about it. He's obviously, right now performing very well in the polls in Maine. He's talking a language that speaks to a lot of middle-class voters, a lot of Trump voters that, frankly, are looking for Democrats that understand working-class concerns.
Can you possibly be? Elon Musk doing this and waving to the crowd is the most dangerous moment in American political history. A guy with an actual Nazi tattoo on his chest for almost 2 decades, knowing exactly what it is. Oh, he's just a human being. Gosh, I have no idea what could have gone wrong there. Remarkable, isn't it? How do these people sleep at night, knowing they're willing to sell out on just about anything for the sake of politics? They'll even forgive a guy sporting a giant Nazi tattoo. Scott Jennings calls out the Democrats for exactly who they are on CNN, and CNN cannot stand it. Listen.
But at this point, if he moves forward, Democrats aren't winning the seat.
I hate to break the news to you, but he's winning the primary by 30 points.
Well, I think that's why he needs to get out.
Getting a Nazi tattoo made him more popular.
I don't think it made him more popular
among Democrats. You've got a guy running for attorney general in Virginia who wants to murder Republicans, and he raised $500,000 off of it. You got Nazi tattoo guy in Maine. I sat out here for a year, 2 years, listening to every Democrat at this table say, Donald Trump's a Nazi, Elon's a Nazi, and your party is now in love with a guy with a Nazi tattoo who trained a left-wing paramilitary group and called himself an Antifa super soldier on the internet, and he's going up every day. Good luck getting him out. I am but a humble political analyst, and I will just tell you that when you're winning a race by 30 points, if a pundit on television tells you, well, you need to think about dropping out, you laugh in their face.
I don't know. This is a year out.
I feel like
Democrats,
the race.
I want Democrats to be who they are. This is who they are.
This is not
that
who
is
they
not
are.
Who they are.
No, it is not.
This is who they are. It's like the left doesn't realize the internet exists, that we can very easily call them out on their blatant double standards and lies like Chris Murphy. Nicole Wallace and J.B. Pritzker think they can say with a straight face that Democrats have never I can't even say it with a straight face. The Democrats have never compared Donald Trump to Hitler. They're trying to rewrite history to cover up their hypocrisy and their worst lies. I'm not going to let them. Roll the tape.
I haven't suggested that Donald Trump is Hitler. I wouldn't say
I don't
that.
think any Democrat has. I actually...
It is deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who is responsible for the deaths of 6 million Jews.
How can you possibly compare what happened in Germany in World War II to what's going on here in the United States?
Well, we're talking about the death of a constitutional republic. That's what happened in Germany in 1933, 1934. And we're seeing today that you've got an administration in Washington that's ignoring court orders.
And this rogue Department of Justice going out to do the bidding of this Timu Hitler.
I don't even know what to call him. I've called him so many things, but this wannabe Hitler for sure.
Trump actually reenacting the Madison Square Garden rally in 1939 that neo-Nazis, fascists in America.
Donald Trump's got this big rally going at Madison Square Garden. There's a direct parallel to a big rally that happened in the mid-1930s at Madison Square Garden. And don't think that he doesn't know for 1 second exactly what they're doing there.
Give me a break. These people are out of their minds. They're openly supporting a guy with a Nazi tattoo emblazoned on his chest. Of course, the day after he was called out on the 22nd of October when he was busted with the tattoo, the next day he tattooed over it. Yeah. Tattoo guy in Maine, Graham Plattner, hero of the Democrats, ordinary guy, made a mistake, blah, blah, blah. Donald Trump actually going to be marching you into the gas chambers before the end of the day. These people are literally insane. I'll take a break and be right back. It is the Steve Gruber Show. All right, back to the Democrats. I mean, their blatant dishonesty. I mean, it is mind-boggling. It really is. You want to defend a man with a Nazi tattoo because he says, oops, oh, gosh, I had no idea I had this Nazi tattoo all over my chest for 20 years. Okay, fine. But don't think for a second you're going to get away with it after calling conservatives fascists for the last decade, not because we had Nazi tattoos, but because we stood for personal freedom and America first, and because we are proud to be Bible-believing Christians. They will sow fear and division like it's their damn job, but when it comes to holding themselves or their party to the same standard, forget about it. Of course, this is something Barack Obama has given a master class in. Barack Obama single-handedly destroyed half the country's capacity to listen to reason with his fixation. And yes, it was a fixation on race. The content of a person's character, who cares? It's the color of their skin that matters and nothing more, until it doesn't serve his purposes. Democrat Abigail Spanberger is a white liberal woman running to be Virginia's next governor. She wants to make Virginia a sanctuary state, wants men and women's sports, and has defended the Democrat Attorney General nominee who fantasized in text messages about killing political opponents and their children, shooting them. Which maybe isn't that surprising, since it was one of her own staffers who said Charlie Kirk got what he deserved. The bottom line, she's a Democrat through and through, and Barack Obama is campaigning for her over her opponent, an actual black woman from Jamaica, a legal immigrant who's fought every step of the way to build her own American dream, wants others to have the same opportunity to do so, is a military veteran, that's right. Winsome Earl Sears is a success story. Like I said, she came from Jamaica when she was 6, attained higher education, served as an electrician in the United States Marine Corps, directed a Salvation Army homeless shelter, and became Virginia's first female lieutenant governor and the first woman of color elected statewide. She's everything Democrats claim to support. A woman of color, an immigrant, very well educated, compassionate. But she's in the wrong party. She doesn't think right. So Barack Obama is campaigning openly against her, and this voter rips Obama a new one for being a lying rat about race. Here it is.
Now, y'all help me make this make sense. Last year, I saw Obama chastise black men saying, y'all not supporting this Indian woman. Remember Kamala, who wasn't black, is not black. You know, was, is not. Okay? She's Hindu. She's Indian. But I watched Obama sit there and chastise black men saying, y'all don't want to support this woman. But at the same time, turn around. Go to Virginia and campaign against a real natural black woman. Y'all, listen, this let me know one thing. This ain't got nothing to do with color. This ain't got nothing to do with color. It's either God's side or Satan's side. God's side or Satan's side. Nothing to do with color.
Nothing to do with color. That's what we're all about, but Obama has tried to make it all about color. We're not going to let him forget that, or his colleagues. And it's not just him. The NAACP is the oldest civil rights organization in the country. The acronym stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. So you'd think they'd want Winsome Sears to advance in this election, right? Wrong again. The organization has officially endorsed a white liberal woman for governor in Virginia. That's right, and this man, well, he's not having it either.
So the NAACP is endorsing the liberal white woman in Virginia over the conservative Christian faith-filled black woman in Virginia for candidate. The NAACP needs to be disbanded. This is an organization that I have no respect for, that at one time did so much for the African American experience in this country, has now become a laughingstock and a joke, has become an organization with no morals, no values, and doesn't represent the civil rights movement that were led by mostly a lot of Christian ministers. It has become a Marxist organization that endorses transgenderism, that destroys the black community, that endorses everything demonic and evil about that's toxic about the black community.
Yeah. I suspect I'll be saying the exact same thing again when Barack Obama campaigns against Jennifer Ruth Green, another black woman and combat veteran who just launched her bid to flip a House seat in Indiana. Look at these strong, successful black women running as Republicans. Democrats only need to pick up 3 seats to win back control of the House next year. We'll watch them throw every moral qualm and issue of race out the window if it means they can claw back power. They don't care about race. They don't care about women. But I won't let them forget just how hypocritical they are. Democrats will defend Nazi tattoos, embrace communists, and betray black women in power. They scream fascist at freedom while excusing real rot. America sees through the lies. Hold them accountable. Vote truth. Reject that moral depravity. Reject the rot. Did you know scammers can literally steal your home right out from under you? The FBI calls it house stealing. It's a growing real estate scam targeting American homeowners. Here's how it works. Criminals forge your signature on a document, use a fake notary stamp, pay a small fee, file it with your local county, and just like that, your home title has been transferred out of your name. Then they can take out loans using your equity as collateral or even sell the property behind your back, and you won't even know it until you start getting collection or foreclosure notices. So let me ask you, when was the last time you actually checked your home's title? If you're like me, the answer was never. It's exactly what scammers are counting on. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. Their $1 million triple protection helps keep your home and equity safe. Here's what you get. Immediate 24/7 monitoring of your property. Urgent alerts if there are any changes. And if fraud should happen, their U.S.-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title. No cost. Here's the best part. I've teamed up with Home Title Lock to give you a free title history report so you can find out if you're already a victim and access your personal title expert, a $250 value. Just sign up now. Go to HometitleLock.com. Use my promo code Gruber250. Click on the link in the description. That's HometitleLock.com. Promo code Gruber250. Get protection and peace of mind you deserve today. And support the people that support this program so I can see you every single day. I'll be right back.